and then came back and finished him.
Man, I can't believe it, man. Y'all know I rock with Jaime Munguia over here, man. He's one of the most exciting fighters to watch. I stand on that, man. But I can't believe what just happened. Is it upset of the year? Quite possibly. You know what I'm saying? In December. I feel bad for the young man. But you know who else I feel bad for? Anybody else that thought they would be involved in a big fight in 2025 with Jaime Munguia. Guess what, Christian and Billy. Berlanga. Top rank. Bob Arum.
I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, what's good, Boxer Talk family? It's your boy Dr. PGNGM. Praise God to get money back for another YouTube video. Banger, man. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I don't know what time it is. The doctor's in the house, man. So check this out. Last night we had a plethora of great fights. You know what I'm saying? MJ Akhmadaliev did his thing against Ricardo Espinosa. You know, we saw Charles Kama do his thing as well, you know, against an undefeated fighter in Vergara. But the one that stole the cake, man, the one that stole the cake was Jaime Munguia versus Bruno Surace. You know, the Frenchman that was undefeated with only 4 KOs. Well, he handed out a 5th one, and that was on Jaime Munguia's chinny chin chin. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, like I said, Jaime Munguia, he's a young fighter, you know, up and coming young bull. I think he's a tough, formidable fighter, man. But last night was not indicative of that. You know, I still think Jaime Munguia can bounce back, yes. But this fight in Jaime Munguia's hometown of Tijuana, in his home country of Mexico, the Frenchman goes in and does that? That's why I say, bro, are y'all convinced now? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
This is boxing, man. This is boxing, man. There's upsets for a reason. I thought Jaime Munguia was going to dog walk him, you know, but I've also said too, and it's documented, that I have to respect Jaime Munguia because, yes, after the Canelo loss, people are saying that, oh, you know, he's kind of regressing or he's not looking good. I didn't think he looked good against Eric Bazinian in his last fight. But the guy that he fought, Eric Bazinian, was undefeated. You know, I believe he was 32-0, the Canadian fighter, right? And, you know, Jaime Munguia didn't look good. He switched trainers and he looked very gassed and winded. And I was really anticipating that he would look better as far as stamina and endurance goes, you know, in this fight. But he didn't do that. You know, he was still able to get the win with a 10-round stoppage, you know, a stoppage in the 10th round against Eric Bazinian. But this fight, I was really looking for him to look a lot more fresh, a lot more energetic, you know what I'm saying, be the high volume puncher that we're used to seeing, the overwhelming puncher. And he was doing that in spots, but it just wasn't convincing enough. And it was evident. What's evident to that is what Bruno did to him, you know. Nothing is a given, man. Bruno was another undefeated fighter. Yes, he only had 4 KOs. People call him pillow fisted, but these are fighters, man. They know how to punch, man. And one thing I will give Jaime Munguia credit for is, like, yeah, we don't know these fighters, but they're undefeated. And when you're undefeated, doesn't mean that you're good because you're undefeated, but it does mean that you have not learned to lose yet. You are not accustomed to losing. You are not coming in to mail it in and just, you know, bow down. No, you're coming to defend your O2. So these guys they have everything on the line themselves, whether they're from France or Canada or Nigeria or the Philippines. It doesn't matter, man. They're coming to fight, you know, regardless of their origin or their nationality, you know. So shout out to Bruno Surace, man. You know, I really think that he messed up the bag for a lot of people, from Bob Arum to Top Rank to Christian and Billy to Edgar Berlanga. Like Jaime Munguia, he still could bounce back. You know, he's still young enough, and I'll be looking forward to it because he's still excited. Like I said, he's one of my favorite fighters to watch today because he, at the end of the day, he's gonna fight and he blocks with his face. And unfortunately, blocking with his face, you know, it seems like his punch resistance has dwindled a little bit. Maybe Canelo took that from him, you know what I'm saying? But Canelo dropped him, and Brunello said, I'm gonna go ahead and put him all the way out, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because Jaime Munguia dropped him in, what was that, the first round or the second round? I can't quite remember. I believe he dropped him in the first round, and then Bruno Surace came and, you know, he pushed through adversity. He showed some he showed some strength and composure, and he just showed that he's not going, man. He's not going without a fight, and he came back and showed some fortitude, and he fought back, man. So all salute to Bruno Surace, excuse me, and his team, you know. And this is just another example of you not being able to, what could I say, underestimate your opponents. Everybody needs to be respected, man. They're all in there with gloves on, got hands like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Now the bigger question is this: even bigger than, can Jaime Munguia bounce back? Which I think he can, but I don't know about him being a title holder ever. You know, that might, those hopes may have dwindled. But, you know, Joseph Parker bounced back, you know. Daniel Dubois was much younger, but he bounced back as well. So he's a champion right now. So nothing's out of the question. He just has to want to do it, you know. But it seems like his punch resistance has went down, and that's not conducive with his fighting style to have low punch resistance yourself, you know, because he takes a lot of punches. But even the bigger question than bigger question than him bouncing back is that, can my man get upset of the year, as in Brunello? Could he say hello to the upset of the year? I don't know, man. Like, we got to think about it. This is a big upset, but it was a 10-rounder, and it was not a championship at stake, you know. But he did go to the hometown of Jaime Munguia and spoil a lot of people's parlays, you know, spoiled a lot of people's nights, you know, in the backyard of Jaime Munguia. Took his expectations, you know what I'm saying, took his dreams and expectations in a flash. That was a crazy upset. But, you know, in the moment, I want to say that's upset of the year. But you got to think back too to an upset that we called live on stream. We said months before that Liam Parr would beat Subra Matias. That was another fight that was in Subra Matias's hometown of Puerto Rico. Liam Parr came from Australia and took that belt. It was a belt on the line, you know what I'm saying? You can't sleep on that. And don't forget about another belt holder, Giovanni Santillan. Brian Norman Jr. went in his hometown of San Diego, California, if I'm not mistaken. Was it San Diego? I believe it was San Diego, and he took that man's belt at 147. You know, so that's another big upset, you know, not to mention Daniel Dubois, another upset that we called again over Anthony Joshua. That was a crazy upset. So, man, like, I will say this though, from a competitive standpoint on paper, I think that this was a bigger upset because, like I said, Bruno was relatively unknown, even though there wasn't a belt at stake. You know, there was lower consequences, repercussions, and awards here. But at the same time, nobody really knew Bruno Surace. You know, we knew Liam Parr, or at least I did, and the reason why I picked Liam Parr to beat Subra Matias because what he just did the fight before against Montana Love, stopping him in like the 6th round. You know, a lot of people had Brian Norman Jr. too because Giovanni Santillan, they thought maybe stylistically, not a lot of people had Brian Norman, but it was possible because Brian Norman is a big, sizable guy. You know what I'm saying? Even though he had his fight against Bokachek, what's his name again? Boca Chica, where he didn't look that good. You know, Brian Norman has power if you watch him a little bit, even though he's relatively unknown. It was still an upset, and it was for a belt. But man, this one, no one counted. No one thought Bruno was gonna win, you know. So and shout out to those that did. But yeah, a lot of people are now, they're piling on Jaime Munguia, saying that, oh, he's a bum and all this stuff. He's not a bum. He's still a good fighter. You know, Canelo still gives credit for fighting a guy in Jaime Munguia who was a young up and coming bull. And I think that he just slipped up, you know. But at the same time, it does leave some rooms for question. Is it the upset of the year? I know there's a lot of upsets that I'm not accounting for, like Lucas Body over Aston Silva, but even that still, to me, on paper, was a little more competitive that going in, that we thought going in, even though Silva won essentially every single moment of that fight until he didn't, when he got knocked out. Lucas Body caught a body, you know. But I have to say that, man, I think right now, maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment, but right now, off the top of my head, man, I'm thinking this Bruno Surace win over Munguia, this might be upset of the year, man. It upset a lot of people's plans, man. You know, just be prepared, because, you know, Jaime Munguia just switched his trainer from Freddie Roach to Eric Morales, the legend Eric Morales, and then he switched from Golden Boy to Top Rank. So you might see an Oscar De La Hoya clap back Thursdays, or should I say cap back Thursday. Shout out to my boy Ty, man. And also shout out to my boy Kendrick for giving me the idea for the title, man. Big members in the building. Shout out to all my members, you know what I'm saying, especially those two, man. Shout out to Kendrick. He's the one that said it in the live stream that can Brunello do what Canelo couldn't? So yeah, man, shout out to Canelo, the face of boxing. That's my guy. I'm not going to go that far, but Brunello, aka Bruno Surace, he definitely deserves all the credit in the world, man. And I'm hoping Munguia, you know, bounces back. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be very difficult, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about in the comments. Do you think this is the upset of the year? Do you think Jaime Munguia could bounce back, or is it over with, man? Appreciate y'all rocking. Don't forget to like the video, but most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. You've officially been chopped and screwed. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.